What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Trevor here with Trevor Talks, here with the one and only Chris Brown from Elevation Worship. Dude, I'm a fan. Just going to go out and say I am a huge Elevation fan. I remember the first time I heard Elevation, Carrie Jo put it on her swipe ups on Instagram for There Is a Cloud, or is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what? No, it was Here's in Heaven. Here's in Heaven, so OG. And I was like, these dudes are crushing. I was like, this must be another like Bethel, Belonging Co. type album, but y'all came through the gate swinging and you haven't stopped yet. So where did all this start for you? I know you were already with Elevation before the whole worship project took off, but where did this all start for you, Chris?
Man, well, for starters, Elevation is just a local church. So the church is like 16 years old. And our pastor's vision was always to, let's be a worshiping church. Let's write new songs that are going to get, at least we're going to put in front of our people new songs of faith so that we can give our people, something new to sing about the character of God, who he is. So we've been writing for like 15 years. And we've just watched God continue to, bless the songs and influence where ever it's come. But I grew up a church kid, so I grew up a pastor's kid. I've always been in church. I love local church ministry. So all of this and like the albums and the recordings, it's a crazy little cherry on top of things. But I mean, all of our heartbeat is just like, let's just keep serving God's church. We believe in the purpose of it. We believe in the mission of it. That's what we're here to do, and we're going to just do our best to keep trying to bring songs,
Dude, that is so crazy. And just to think about, like, you guys have been writing for 15 years, but when Elevation Worship really started to take off, you could obviously see the anointing being birthed in the music and through the creation of the music. But most recently, The Blessing got you guys nominated for a Grammy. That's insane. And for something to come out, like obviously it came out with Elevation first and then with Carrie and Bethel and everyone. But this song is one of those songs that's going to impact people for generations, no pun intended. Like, it's just one of those songs. Where did that start with your piece in this song?
Yeah, well, I mean, the crazy story about that song in general is, it was the end of February, the first time we'd ever written with Carrie and Cody. They were friends. Cody and I had toured together, but we brought them in to write in Charlotte, and that was a Thursday. We wrote the song that night, and by me saying we wrote the song feels even like inauthentic, because it did just kind of like come into the room that night. And we were like, well, y'all stay over and lead worship on Sunday. Why not? And let's do The Blessing, and just, it's a new song. We didn't have a clue that like 2 weeks later, everything in the world's going to shut down. The pandemic kind of made its way to the States. And so like the timing of it all, it was insane. Watching that song, just the way it ministered that weekend, 2 days after we wrote it, in our church was insane. So the next week was full of like crazy decisions, like, are we going to put this thing out right away? We decided to put it on YouTube just from church, which is the version that's out, or that came out first. And so the whole thing was like a whirlwind. And but I mean, to see it having been sung in like villages, sung over children, sung in churches, sung in communities, to see the like impact it's had, and the heart ministry it's done for people is been incredible, man.
And I remember the first time I saw the video for the song, I was in an airport, tour just got canceled, like heading home. I was exhausted, I was tired, I was ticked off, like, why is this happening? We worked so hard for this, blah, 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 and was being petty, really. And I found that song in that airport and watched it, and I didn't cry, at least not that I'm gonna say on camera, but it was just one of those things that like you'll remember it forever. So dude, thank you so much for everything you've been doing with Elevation. Continue to do what you're doing and what God's been doing in your life, and dude, it's been phenomenal.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Can we do a photo real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do a picture.